Annyeonghaseyo, Gisa. Guys, welcome back. It's for some non-F-14 spam. Finally, Microsoft Flight Simulator's out, and so far it is pretty cool. I've done a few group flights with the guys. That worked on the first day. People were kind of dropping, but you can keep flying. It disconnects you from the group and you disappear, and then once you reestablish that connection, it just pops back. And yes, this is FS 2020. We are in Yakutat, Alaska? Paya, and we're going to Juneau, Alaska. I'm not really sure that you can fully do instrument approaches and stuff. I haven't tried it with some of the simpler airplanes. You can just put in like a localizer frequency. We might do that later. But Gisa, if you stick around, I'm going to go back to Ulsan, and we're going to fly around in Ulsan, and I'll show you some things. First, I want to do this. I'm going to get to Juneau, and as far as I know, you can't put in the... Let me hop in here. Go into the cockpit. As far as I know, you can't input flight plans manually. At least the Garmin 430 and the 530 don't seem to have like the real life. There's not a lot of functionality, I guess. But the planes fly really well. The weather is amazing. Earlier, I was flying this thing through a cloud layer and was getting icing on the windows and on the airframe. It was really cool. The lighting is also incredible. So I'm going to start this up really quick and we'll get on the way. It's 180 nautical miles, so it should take us about 45 minutes to get there, weather permitting. In the startup sounds, all the sounds for the default aircraft are also pretty awesome. Go battery
Engaging
on.
autopilot.
Don't need to do that, bud. Go and get our beacon on. And so some of the stuff, well, a lot of the stuff I would say is in-op, but still pretty good. So the auto feather you normally put on the arm position is already, I think, in the arm position, but you can't click it or anything. So we're going to go first make sure our fuel condition is at cutoff. Prop conditions, full fine. Arm starter number 2 and get that bad boy going. Wait for N1 to hit 14%. The aux fuel pumps also don't work, so I can't really even do this like by the book kind of start. Low idle. ITT's coming up. Prop RPM's looking good. Oil pressure, oil temperature, and fuel flow are positive. We'll go ahead and put that in high idle. Let's go with generator 2. Bring that to high idle for now. So N1, 14%. And 14. Low idle. ITT is green, props RPM looking good. Go generator number 1 on, and we can turn off our ignition, auto ignition, and we'll go high idle on you for just a minute. Master avionics. Let's zoom out a little bit and show you what we were doing. So Juneau via, I think this is Seven Sisters. I can't remember what the name of this VOR is. So that will be able to fly in, and then we'll pick up the rabbit lights, the lead-in lights for the approach to runway 8 at Juneau. It was one of my favorites in X-Plane, so I'm interested to see how it looks in Flight Simulator 2020. I'll leave that where it's at, and we'll do some setup here for our autopilots. Let's go, we're going southeast, so let's go 20,000. And we will climb initially, vertical speed, Probably can do 2,000, we'll say 1,700. 1,500 feet per minute for now. And then once we get above the terrain, we'll do flight level change, which everything seems to work in that regard. What else can we do? We'll get the flight director is already on right there. And we can get our ATIS.
Papa Alpha Yankee Alpha Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 037 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,000 feet, few clouds at 11,700 feet. Temperature 10 C dew point, 10 C altimeter 2996.
0375. Runway 02, that's 6,400 feet, which is going to be plenty for us. It was altimeter is 2996.
Papa Alpha Yankee Alpha Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 037 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,000 feet, few clouds at 11,700 feet. Temperature 10 C dew point, 10 C altimeter 2996.
Alright, set CTAF frequency. I do not know how to set the cat. Yeah, it's a bobcat.
Wind 037 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,000 feet, few clouds at 11,700 feet. Temperature 10 C dew point, 10 C altimeter 2996.
I don't know how to set the barometric pressure on the PFT. Set it up here, but it doesn't seem to reflect that down here. The baro button, baro knob. Not familiar with the 350i. Whatever, pitot heat. And we can put this back into low idle. Trim at here. When at neutral, it seemed to have like a lot of nose up at low speeds, which doesn't seem very realistic exactly. Alright, nothing. What's on the cast? Just park and brake. I think we're good to go. Got our nav source on FMS. It's going to be to that VOR, and then it'll be direct to Juneau. Probably going to be runway 8. So let's go ahead and taxi. We're going to take runway 02, which should be behind us, and to the left. Back there somewhere. Park and brake. Probably gonna have to run over you guys unless I can swing this around that way. Do a little differential braking. Taxiway here, so if this guy's taking off, we're going to wait here for a second. Go, 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 baby! Wait for old boy. What is he in? What are you doing? Double check taxi lights are on. We'll go ahead and flip our strobes on as well. Oh, he's getting off the runway. Thanks, bud. It's all us then. I'm back taxi down here, and we will swing it around and take off that way. Actually, that windsock, where did that go? It's pointing the other way. Let's take off this way. Shorter taxi. cool thing is, man, these are all just generic airports. The ones that are kind of, you know, the quote-unquote handcrafted ones, those look amazing, but these ones too. This is not any sort of custom scenery. This is just what comes with the game for some random backwoods airport in Alaska, which is pretty cool. So I'm curious to see how Juneau looks. Alright, let's see. Prop condition's good. Fuel low idle is good. Flaps are set. Trim is already set. Not too much else to do with this airplane. The aux fuel pumps don't work, so send it. We'll go ahead and set the takeoff power before we let the brakes off here. Watching for torque at the top. There we go. Brakes off. Airspeed's live. Temperatures, pressures, and torque are all good. Knots. 90 and we'll rotate. Tap the brakes. Gear up. Flaps up. Nose sinks quite a bit when you do that, which isn't quite realistic, but... And we can turn our yaw damper on.
500.
Let's go sync our heading. Go to heading mode and turn the autopilot on. We'll do flight level change at 165 knots. Start turning south. Southeast. Weird. The CDI, like the course there, is not right. It should be facing that way. We'll switch to VOR1. I get the VOR source is... Sisters Islands 114.0. I'm going to put this in 114.0. CDI source. course. Com1, I want nav. How can I pull up the nav radio? Well, guys, I don't know how to put in a nav frequency here. So I guess we can just visually follow our magenta line. Just use heading instead of nav. I'll switch this back to FMS, maybe sync it up. Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, now it seems to be pointing in the direction that we wanted to go. I think maybe it was tracking like another waypoint that was a bit closer. So once the deflection comes down, I'll switch it over to nav mode. Prop RPMs back a bit. Isn't there a basic GPS button? I mean, I can switch between the nav. How you doing, Scott? I can switch between nav and VOR, but I don't know how to put in a VOR frequency with all this crap. I am obviously more of an old school kind of guy in that way. Well, kind of. The way that it looks like it works is that it'll load the approach, but you can't choose your IF. So it kind of puts you in, you got to go all the way back to whichever approach fix that it gives you. Although, I mean, I'm assuming on simpler planes where if I knew how to put in a VOR frequency, I could just put in the localizer and then fly it from the final approach fix, but I haven't tried that yet. Mostly I've just been, getting a little bit icy here. That's cool, even though I don't see any clouds. Let's go ahead and get windshield, anti-ice, prop ice, auto, and engine. So I guess that's how you turn the inertial separator on. I never knew how to do that in the King Airs. The inertial separator is the engine anti-ice. Earlier I was flying kind of in a similar area, but in Canada, and there was just like a 2,000 or 3,000 foot layer of clouds, and it was about freezing. And as soon as I got in it, you could just see like the wings and stuff picking up ice. That was really cool. The third-party planes are going to be amazing, but to be honest, for default airplanes, these are pretty kick-ass. They fly well and they sound really good. I just wish there was more functionality with the avionics and stuff. And most of this stuff is in-op. For example, all the environmental controls over here don't really do anything. The oxygen arming lever down here is in-op. You can't use these function keys for the PFD or the MFD. But I mean, you can see it looks and sounds good. I've got no complaints in that department. Like, seriously, man, that is just out of the box scenery and clouds. When I say going to 20,000, should be close to our line. And I don't know how to put direct to. Like once we got established kind of on course, I could have just gone direct to SSR, but I mean, I don't know how to actually interact with these. In the TBM, there's like a little pad down here that you can put stuff in, but I don't know how to do it on this one. They're touch screens, but I don't see anywhere to like pull that stuff up. It looks really good, and it also feels really good. I think out of the box, like with the default aircraft, it feels a lot better than they did in X-Plane. One thing that's broken though are these labels. I don't need to see this whenever I hover over a key or something. You can deselect them in the options, but it doesn't actually turn them off. That's true, and one of the first planes that was released third party is a Carenado 182. The only thing that kind of sucks, though, is with the finickiness of doing the instrument approaches. I mean, like I said, I haven't yet tried it in like a simpler plane where you can just slap something in the nav radio, but the weather is kind of pointless. I mean, you wouldn't be flying through clouds in VFR, you know what I mean? But damn, it looks good, eh? To go about to 1,800 feet. Not only that, I mean, the airport that we just left from, it looked really good. And the coolest thing about it, and what I've been having the most fun with just the last 2 days, is like, all right, think of a place in the world, and go, you know. And after I'm done with this, if this isn't too long of a stream, I'm going to jump over to Korea and I'll fly around the city where I used to live there, because it's incredible. I mean, it's like a default city. There's no special buildings or anything, but it looks amazing. Oh shit, I passed the magenta line. Gotta go back. Gisanyo. See what happens if we press the nav button now. That feels pretty realistic. What was wrong with it? It wasn't holding tune. Let's set some cruise power. I'm actually going to leave the power where it's at. We'll just pull these guys back. Strung and polish it yourself. You know how to set up guitars? That's something that I never taught myself, and I really should have for as long as I played. The idea of paying someone else to do something that you can do at home is kind of absurd. But admittedly, I haven't touched a guitar since I've been home. I can imagine. Plus, restringing guitars is one of my least favorite things in the world. Having a 6-string is bad enough, but then doing 6 more every time. There's half the distance between the strings. Hell no, son. I'll pay somebody to do that. You kind of have to. Even if you wanted to rush it, it's kind of impossible as well. It's going to take you long no matter what. View kind of works the same way as X-Plane. You can right-click and move the camera around the cockpit and then scroll wheel to zoom. Turn the track IR off for a while so I'm not making anybody nauseous. Oh shit, what did I do? Shouldn't take us too long, but hopefully the clouds kind of break up, so we're not going to be able to, I don't think we're going to be able to do an instrument approach, but I need to figure this stuff out. Let's see if I can load an approach. I know that there's an RNAV there, which basically starts at the Sisters VOR. I bought it on Microsoft, and it turned out, like, some people were telling me to go with Microsoft because typically what happens is that if there's updates and stuff, you'll get them first on Microsoft, and Steam tends to take a little bit longer, but there was a whole bunch of problems with people validating files and stuff on the release day, so yeah, I guess it was probably a good thing to get it on Microsoft. Plus, you don't have to have the client running in the background while you're playing it. Yeah, I want to do a visual approach, because it's a cool one, but if the clouds are going to be like this when we get there, I'm probably not going to be able to do it, so I got to figure out how to load one just in case. So, there's got to be something we can do down here. Let me move my... turn the inertial separator off. Alright, if you were an instrument approach, where would you be? Oh, here we go. Flight plan procedures. Procedures. Arrival. Airport page and arrival. Oh, no arrivals. Back. Oh, go back. Go back. I made a terrible mistake. Oh, here we go. Audio nav radius. So was it 114? Where do I put in the nav frequency? We're getting somewhere, boys. Approach. RNAV 08. Yes. Oh, you can choose transitions. Let me pull up the approach plate. Show plate. RNAV. GPS. Runway. Via. Nimly. I don't even know where that other one is. Oh, okay, yeah, we're going to be coming from Nimly. Nimble. And we'll load that. I'm not going to activate it. No. There we go. That was easy enough. So there's the approach. Let's see what that looks like. So in case we need it, it's there. And we can brief it when we get a little bit closer. Dude, like I said, when I'm done with this, I'm going to jump over to Korea and I'll show you the city where I used to live. Like, it's nuts, dude. It is nuts. Normal view. Holy hell. at those clouds. My heart. Also, man, yesterday, because the scenery is so good at low level, and it's really, I mean, if you boost all the settings and stuff up, it can be really taxing, but it's not too bad. I mean, I'm kind of running medium tier settings, and it's running pretty smooth. I did too. I haven't flown there in a really long time, though, so I'm hoping that this looks pretty good. Sweet baby Jesus. Man, how cool is that? There's no ILS because it's offset. It'd be kind of hard to do. You could do. Oh yeah, it is nuts. So actually, let's look at the approach and see what it requires. Visibility is. So we need to have ceilings 1880, 2 miles visibility. So I guess once you get to that point, you can see the lead-in lights, and you can follow them over that little hill to the approach. And let's see what we got here. Approach course 070, 8,400 feet of runway. Touchdown zone elevation 25 feet, airport elevation 26. ATIS is going to be 135.2. I'm going to go and put that in. 135.2. Enter. To there, and tower 1187. That is nuts. Oh yeah, at night it looks really good. Like you can see those in the fuel gauges. We'll play around with the lighting too when I switch over to Korea real quick, because the lighting is incredible. That's the other thing, man. X-Plane, like how much time and money did you spend buying plugins and things, weather injectors, fiddling with all that kind of stuff just to make it look good? And this is just next gen, dude. This is amazing. I remember when I first got Active Sky XP and just seeing the plane moving around like that in the air, it made it feel so much more immersive. And having that just straight out of the box, that's a big deal. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were all messing around with it and just all afternoon taking screenshots and posting them and kind of trying to pick our jaw up off the floor. Should have had you in standard. Press for standard. That one we never left. What does this do? Menu is in on. What about down here? What's clickable here? I haven't either. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed on YouTube, like all I've been posting were DCS videos, because that was way more fun. And not only that, after what was the Vulcan update, pretty much none of the planes worked. I mean, the only aircraft that really worked that was payware was the Huey, which was fun, but I don't want to fly a Huey forever, you know? So distance, 70 miles. Around here, see if we can find a comm or nav radio. Comm to nav 1. Here we go, baby. 114. Let's see if you can pick this up. Seven Sisters is... Where'd you go? I think it's 114. Enter. There we go. So now it's on nav 1. Let's see. Let's sync up our heading. And, oh no, how do you go to heading mode for a second, and then switch to VOR1. Oh, it is VOR1. CDI source, so it is picking it up. I don't think so. Oh yeah, we're still a little far away. I don't know if that's a high altitude or low altitude. Back to nav. The noises, man, the creaks and stuff. Oh, the one that you thought was broken? Jesus, man, look at that. It'd be cool if they had some fixed flyby cameras, though. This... Oh, there's a... Shit. Oh, the wrong one. That there's like how do I get back to the cockpit view? Right there. There's like preset views, but I can't remember where they are, and I don't want to go to the menu window to figure that out right now. New sim, we've got to get used to all the new button positions and crap. Oh, whoa, somebody's calling me. 4226. Radar contact 33 miles north of Bags, flight level 200 knots. Radar contact. Copy 7-8. Guitar Center wasn't doing well before coronavirus. Imagine how their business is now, man. You're probably the only guy that was in there. No, it's not. Not only that, I don't think that until you can... I don't know, maybe the functionality is there and people just haven't figured it out yet, but until all of these planes have like the full IFR functionality, it's really not going to be useful for VATSIM just yet. We need to figure out a descent point. So what are the Seven Sisters? We need to be at... 3,400, and we're at 20,000 right now, so that's about 16,000 feet, so we need about 32 miles. So we're gonna start descending shortly into these clouds, into these clouds. I have words. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, who's even buying guitars right now? Who has the money to spend on a handcrafted guitar? They're probably not doing well either. Unless these clouds break, man, we're gonna be flying through them. Oh, we have the synthetic vision thing, so... see what the outside air temperature is, though. That could be problematic. It's minus 22 up here, so 2 degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet, so we're gonna go 16,000 feet. Yeah, so it should be above freezing. Like we're to the left of this line. Jesus. It's crazy to me that, you know, Gibson guitars were approaching that kind of price for what quality you end up getting with them. I have a Gibson Les Paul custom, and I had a 335 custom shop guitar, and they're both really good. But really, to be honest, I mean, the one I got when I was in high school a long time ago, it was only $2,000 then. But I would not pay the prices that they're asking now. And I don't think for the 335 I bought in Korea, so it was even more expensive. It's like $3,500 for what you get. I mean, you're basically buying a headstock. You know what I mean? The brand name. It did not. Yeah, especially these days. I mean, I think Gibson's quality has dropped off pretty precipitously in the last few years. Let's see what our distance is. Oh shit, boys, we're gonna have to get down in the soup here. Why am I off this line? I should be right on that. But I think we're safe to descend here anyway. Just want to go 3,400. And we'll vertical speed it on down. Bye! Let's do at least 2,000. We can do better. We'll do 24. How about that? Also, I'd say that probably advancements in technology and manufacturing, like, it's actually pretty easy to get a decent guitar for a decent price now. You don't have to buy some crazy guitar to get something that's pretty good. Speed staying where it's at. Oh, what's going on here? Make sure our pitot heat is on. It is. Windshield, ice protection for props is on, and probably have to get those inertial separators on again. And hopefully, because it seems like we're displaced off of our line here. So we're gonna I might go into heading mode and try to get back on there, because it doesn't seem it's I mean, we're not showing any deflection, and I got the source set to FMS. So I'm not really sure what it's doing there. I could activate the approach. Nah, the fixes nimbly. I'd rather go around this thing. Let's, I'm going to heading sync, heading mode. Heading, and get out of here. See if we're getting that VOR yet, because I could just go straight to that. A? VOR 1? See, where would it be? I'm not seeing any DME or anything. We would definitely be picking it up by now, because we're is. Well, don't know. Go back to nav mode for now, because we're going to be in an RNAV. Outside air temperature still minus 12. Oh boy, here we go, friends. Goodbye, X-Plane, forever. Look at this, man. See if we get some bumps in here. Oh, baby. Our airspeed's not moving, but it feels like we're going faster than 200 knots. I'm going to go props full fine and do a little bit of aerodynamic braking. It's not, the airspeed's not moving. Slower descent down too. We were joking yesterday, like, I wonder if Austin, oh my god, I wonder if Austin bought Flight Simulator. You know, one of my friends, you probably recognize his name, Ceremonial Melon, was talking about how Austin has been, I guess X-Plane people have been focusing on bringing multiplayer to mobile, which to me is like a sign that they're giving up. Jeez, dude, okay. Let me turn my head tracking back on here. That's not good. Air temperature -4. We're gonna get, yeah, we'll be above freezing shortly. 2,000 feet. And it looks like the airspeed's working again. Wow, that would be really disconcerting in real life, though. That is a pilot killer right there. Man, we're just seeing the clouds and stuff. Come on, man. How long have we had X-Plane and they finally switched to Vulcan and the clouds still look like crap? So I can't tell what... This is exactly what it is like in IMC in real life. Although, admit, I've never been in icing, so... 8 miles, and we're still pretty high, so let's bump up our speed here again. See if we can get out of these clouds. Oh, dude, yeah, I would, if this was happening to me, I mean, fortunately, it looks like we're above freezing now, so that should start to come off in a second, but man. That's unbelievable. I'm scared, Daddy. Hold me. Celsius. Oh my Jack Daniels. No, 8 hours bottle to throttle, bud. Oh yeah, that is the sight right there. Like you got a little ice there, friend. Still a little bit high, but that is okay. And I don't think that VNAV works. So after we get past Seven Sisters, we'll keep going down to 3400, then I'll go activate the approach. Just go direct to Nimley, and we'll see if VNAV will actually... Oh, hell yes, we're breaking out, baby! We're gonna live. We're gonna live. We're alive. Look at this shit. Oh, it looks like we still got some clouds up ahead. It actually shot straight through the altitude. So it would start to slow your descent down or something once you got closer to it in real life. So the vertical speed, not quite right. Oh, snack. Yeah, I guess it's just like his thing now, eh? Let's, oh, I think that means they're trying to call me. What? Knowledge handoff, 133.9. Contact center. We're on the RNAV runway 8 at Juneau. Coming to 133.9. Contact anchorage center. 3,400. Let's go, how did I do that again? Split. Approach. Activate approach. Continuous plan, altimeter 2974. Well, I don't know how to do that. Actually, you know what? It's pretty much a straight shot in there, so let's cancel flight following. 1200. Let's go VFR, altitude reporting, enter. And what is the tower there? Is 133.9. That's anchorage center. Juneau Tower 1187. Hello? Oh, stand by. 11870. Enter.
Juneau Airport information Golf 1900 Zulu.
Oh.
Wind 016 at 16. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 900
Where's it
feet.
going?
Few clouds at 4,600 feet. Few clouds at 11,700 feet. Temperature, 2.10.
Oh, it's turn. Okay.
Altimeter 29.76. Visual runway 8 in use. Landing and departing runway 8. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Golf.
Information Golf. Visual approach runway
Juneau
8.
Airport information Golf 1900 Zulu.
How many miles out are we? I'm gonna go ahead and contact them. Nearest airport lists, Juneau. Request full stop landing. 16 miles west, information Golf. Fly state in runway 8, altimeter 2974, winds 014 at 16, okay. Okay. Oh, I should acknowledge that, I think. I prefer light picks. I played little tiny jazz picks. I'm taking the autopilot off here. There it is. Woo. Going live, boys. And I can turn those inertial separators off. I've got big hands, but I don't know, at some point I got used to playing with those jazz picks, little tiny guys. But I'm still going to try to follow this, because I'm looking for those lead-in lights. Whoa, altitude trim. This is unbelievable, man. I think I see the rabbit. It is hard to slow the planes down. They're really slippery. And that's, I mean, even in the Cessna, that's definitely not right. Oh, I can actually just see the straight up approach into the runway. Check props are full fine. Get our landing light on and recognition lights.
Landing gear.
See, I mean, right now we should be. I gotta go completely flight idle.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
I'm still not slowing down.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Let's trim up the nose here.
Landing
Come on,
gear.
baby.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Now it's coming down a bit. Get into that flap range. So, real life, you should be able to see the runway lead-in lights coming off at an angle from this island right in front of us. Some planes are like that, but I mean, I don't think it does it in the 172 as well, and it's definitely not like that in real life. There we go, flaps. Gear down, 3 green, no red. Remember, get that landing clearance? Oh yeah, clear to land runway 7, wind 014 or something. Bye. It's like right off the nose here, there's like approach lights here. Where are those at? I'm disappointed. Man, flap's full. Gotcha. I'm having a hard time concentrating on the chat now anyway. Crosswind there, eh? Exit runway when able. We are able. Contact ground 121.9er. Get past the whole shoreline here. Acknowledge ground handoff. Ground 121.97 Echo Hotel. Tune ground 121. Ground. What are we? King Air. 907 Echo Hotel. Holden. Where are we? We're off the runway. Request taxi to parking. Taxi general aviation parking using taxiway Echo Alpha Delta 2. We on Echo, I guess? Oh, I gotta acknowledge that again. Turn off recognition lights. Don't need the strobes. Neither. And landing lights. Bye. I'm guessing this is the way that we're supposed to go. I don't know. I think I turned off the ATC voices because they were super annoying and I didn't really want to use it. Which is why you just hear like the mic keying noise, and then I gotta pull that menu up. I need to turn that back on so I can actually use them. I think the GA parking is up here past like the gates, if I'm not mistaken. And it's too bad you can't do replays. No, I didn't upgrade. I not yet. I don't have the money to. So I'm still busy paying for school and shit. But hopefully one day. It'd be nice to be able to play everything on high. It's still, I mean, look, for what settings that I've got on, it looks amazing, right? Yeah, this computer is almost 2 years old, so that's pretty positive. I don't see taxi signs or anything like that. This looks like GA though. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Park next to these, what is that, a PC-12? It's interesting they have PC-12 models, but not in the game. Yeah. Park next to the Bonanza, maybe? How about next to the fire truck? That seems more appropriate. Man, that was cool. That was a cool flight. Parking brakes. Let's go and feather these guys.
Oral warning, okay.
Don't have to worry about turning the environmental controls off. Those sounds, man, those good sounds. Beacon off. Generator. Actually, hit this little dump bar. Can't do it. And battery. Welcome to Juneau, boys. We almost had to do an instrument approach. Worked out okay. Before I take off, I am going to jump in real quick to the city where I lived at in Korea. Take a look at that. Put a little morning sunrise action. I was talking to somebody else about this too, is that previously when you get an X-plane, it was pretty easy to choose where you wanted to fly from and to, because... Is that us? Yeah, baby. Start from cold and dark, set as departure, flight conditions, let's go, custom. Scattered, and wait, let's say 540. See how that looks. Something GA that I can start up real fast. The Robin has been pretty fun. Yeah, so next plane, it was super easy to choose where you wanted to fly from, because, I mean, the main question is, where do I have scenery, where do I have ortho, what kind of planes do I want to fly, and now when it's literally, you can jump anywhere into the world, it takes a little bit longer to choose where you want to fly. What was he doing in Atlanta? What was his job? Things down here, I mean, obviously everywhere has been hit by coronavirus stuff, but at the same time, we were one of the first states to reopen, so I guess all things considered, Georgia is a little bit more fortunate than others. Might have to fast forward the time a little bit. Actually, we'll leave it there. There's no terminal building here, which there is in real life, but the rest of the scenery looks really good. Double check our park and brake is on. It is. Battery. Mixture. The fuel pump too, it sounds real. Make sure you got a little bit of throttle open there. Turn that off. Bit. And alternator. There is waypoints in the game. And apparently all of these, you don't have to update your ARAC cycle and all that kind of stuff. It's going to do it for you, but I don't really know how to use it yet. So if you go to the VOR plans, or the VFR plans right now, you can do VOR to VOR. Alright, there you go. It's radio on. We're just going to stand down. I don't really care about following protocol here. Park and brake. I'll have to do more research into it to figure out how to do it, because I would like to do some more IFR flights, because like I was saying, and like we just kind of experienced, the weather is amazing. It's like, it's incredible for IFR stuff. I mean, obviously it's good for VFR as well, but with having a weather system this complex and realistic, it would be amazing to be able to do actual IFR flights. I'd like to be able to do that with the default aircraft, because they're pretty good. This one, for example, I mean, this one is so simple. But because it's so simple, it's pretty authentic. It feels pretty authentic. The way that you work it, the way it feels and behaves and stuff, it's all good. I don't think you can do instrument approaches with this, though, because you don't have a... I mean, I guess you could do non-precision approaches. But we don't have a vertical deflector on the CDI. So this is where I used to live in Korea, and just over here to the west, it's actually raised up a little bit. There's like a bike path over there, and my friends and I used to go to the convenience store, get some beers, and then ride our bikes down here to watch airplanes take off and land, even though no one else cared about airplanes. But they humored me and would come hang out with me while I watched airplanes, I guess. Oh, it looks like a straight crosswind. So either runway will do. Yeah, we'll leave the lighting the way that it is right now. I mean, the sun will come up in a second, but just to be able to see the lights and everything, when we get airborne and see the sun coming up over the ocean over there, it is going to be so sick, dude. And I'll do a little quick run-up just to show you that everything actually works kind of the way that it's supposed to. Brake, 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 brake. Park and brake. So the first thing we do, a little flight control check. Aileron's working. Oh, yeah. Elevators, oh, it's a stabilator. Oh, yeah, she's working. Flight instruments check. Directional gyro is lined up with our... The directional gyro automatically starts lined up with the magnetic compass, and it doesn't really... I don't know, maybe their suction is just really good, but it doesn't really stray the same as quickly as it would in real life. Good, good, good. Don't know what the altimeter is, don't care. Don't need to set the CDI. Go ahead and mixture rich. Go 2000, we'll go 1700 RPMs. Carbide, I don't think we have. I think this is fuel injected, so don't need to worry about that. Mags, so it should see less than 200 RPM drop here. Let's go left mag. Realistic. Go both. And right. Alright, both mags are good. Back to both. I don't know which one is suction. There's fuel pressure, so I'm guessing oil temperature, oil pressure. Where is the suction gauge? Where's your ammeter? Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, so we're in the green. Suction's good. Engine gauges are good. And back to flight idle. The Dyson gauge, that's the one. Park and brake. Let's go see Ulsan. Sunrise, baby. So when you take off, there's a road right at the end of this that's perpendicular to the runway, and the approach lights are actually on both sides of the street, so you can actually sit on the sidewalk there right under the approach end of the runway for like 737s, A320s, or A319s, and A220s. As well as ATR 72s. Let's go. Crosswind direction. Takeoff power set. Airspeed alive, and 1, 2, 3. All range engaged on green. T's and P's are good. First thing we're going to do to take off, we're going to go down to the ocean, see what that sunrise is looking like. One thing that they do is simulated is you need to lean your mixture as you climb. It seems like a little bit low altitude, to be honest. Probably about starting at 2,000 feet, you need to start pulling your mixture back. Past that road back there that I was talking about. Oh, there it is. Let me do a little circle here so you can see what I'm talking about. So right there is a road. You can ride your bike down and park on the sidewalk, basically. You can see it's like right in the approach path. Pretty cool to be under the 737 while it's landing. That mountain right there is Munsu Mountain, highest mountain in Ulsan. Well, I guess the one in the city limits, I guess. And all along this little river, there's a bike path. So we could go up. I lived over here, cross the river, cross this river, and then just ride your bike down there. It's amazing. Yeah, this thing is not a performer. I'll fly out to the beach and then we'll come back over the city. Also, the airspeed's in kilometers an hour. I think maybe the inner ring is knots. Oh yeah, there you go. How dare you? Unbelievable. Oh shit, wrong button. Over there is like the harbor. This is the shipbuilding capital of Korea, which until China kind of undermined them was one of the biggest markets in the world for it. So that area over here on the north side was where they built all the ships, and then the south side is all petrochemical. Ulsan is the industrial capital of Korea. Oh yeah, magnetos are a spark plug. It's basically a dual spark plug system, and they need external power to start, but basically what they do is if you lose electrical power, your engine will keep running. And you've got two, so one's basically a backup, unlike your car. This is one of the easternmost parts of Korea too, so on New Year's people would come out here to this beach that we're flying to watch the sunrise, like we're doing today. I mean, it's a bit both. Like when you go through the menus, when you want to set your preferences and stuff, it gives you the option to have all these flight assist and stuff on. You could have, I guess, waypoints in the sky, and it helps you handle the airplane and stuff. But if you put everything to I can't remember what it's called, but where you basically have all the assist off, it feels really good, it feels realistic, it looks good, it looks realistic. I mean, look at this, man, that is amazing. And looking at the water, you can see like differences in ripples, and I don't know if that's caused by reflections, or if it's wind, or currents, or what it is, but it looks realistic. Altitude, or we're still at 2,500 feet. Alright, we are pretty much here. Turn south here. Should be right over the beach. Yes, this area right here, under the wing. No, that's not it. Where's she at? I'm lost. Oh, there it is. It's further south. Oh my god, man. It makes me want to do that cross-country flight that I did in the Cessna 210 again and something else. Now that you have the whole freaking world mapped. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there aren't a lot of like buildings in London. You might have had to buy that Orbex scenery for it. It's $20 or something. We'll level it off here. I just can't get over that, man. Wow. This is the hangout spot for the summer. There's like industrial shipbuilding right here in this square port area. And just to the south of it, you see right here, this is the giant beach. Yeah, New York City looks amazing. But you probably get like 20 frames a second there. Cool thing about Korea too is you can have open containers, so basically you just go to the convenience store and buy beers and you can drink them wherever you want to. Oh, you can see the lead-in lights of the airport still. Bring it a little bit to the west. Bibimbap is rice with mixed vegetables and spicy sauce. It's awesome. It's pretty simple, but it tastes really good. So this is called Ulsan Beach. That's pretty much the hangout spot during the summer. But you get a lot of garbage that was like floating in from this industrial area, but still looked really pretty. There's a little lighthouse down here, and these little rocks. I think this is the easternmost point, maybe? I don't know if it's as cheap as it was in Korea, but Korean food's all pretty healthy for the most part, and it's super. You can get like a bibimbap meal, which came with a ton of side dishes and stuff for like $5. Hiking trail that goes up from here. These are all convenience stores and stuff, and there's a hiking trail that goes up there down to these little rocks over there. Go check it out, man. I promise you, you will not be disappointed by Korean food. Further south this way, there's another cool beach, but I'm not gonna fly down there just yet. Korean barbecue is good. There's also tons of different kinds too. And the crazy thing is that this is just, there's no, what do they call it, like the photogrammetry or anything like that. This is just all their AI auto-gen. See if we can find my old apartment here. So the main downtown area is just here on the south side of this river. Oh yeah, your last apartment was pretty paper walls, huh? That's the way my last apartment was. Always people complaining. There's the Ulsan train station. You You can take a train for like $3 to Busan, which is like the next city down there to the south. And this is kind of like the main street that goes through the downtown area. There's the train station. One of my best friends, his apartment is probably right here somewhere abouts. This is a giant seafood market, which I think it burned down actually. There's a Lotte department store. And the next big intersection is close to where I live. Hey, you're always buying new headphones, aren't you? So I live just beyond this big intersection here. So my apartment would have been like right here. Somewhere thereabouts. Like right here. Turn this way, there's a subway, and in fact, this right here, this building with the blue roof, was the gym, and there's the main building of the elementary school that I used to work at. And that's like the playground area, and there's the middle school across the street from it. Go this way. Right down there is Gongaptop Rotary, and then the main entrance to what's it called, Grand Park, right there. Ulsan History Museum. On top of this little mountain right here, there's see if there's a building up there. There's like a Korean pagoda that we used to hang out at. An amazing view of the north. There's actually a little building right there. That is cool. Hike up there at night, drink some beers, and then get a view of this whole area to the north. Down here under the wing, that's like a bamboo forest. This area is a giant cemetery. Alright, we're gonna go back and land this bad boy and we'll call it a day. Well, so it uses, I guess, an AI. It takes satellite imagery and it populates with the AI what it thinks is there based on colors and things like that. So it obviously does a pretty good job. And then there's certain places where when photogrammetry, or when there's like street views available, it uses photogrammetry to create like the facades of buildings. So downtown Atlanta looks exactly like it does in real life because the buildings, they're basically using street view to populate. It's missing some of the taller buildings in the city, but for the most part, it looks spot on. I mean, we're at 1,000 feet too, which you know how with ortho what X-plane looks like at 1,000 feet. I mean, it's just no contest, and it runs super smooth. I mean, when there's like a big city or something, or there's a lot of weather, you get some frame rate drop, obviously. But this is with all these clouds, this lighting, all these buildings and stuff. I mean, it feels super smooth. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this down here too, this is cool. This is a little park in the middle of the city. My friend has a little clothing shop right here. There's a little rotary right there. Her clothing shop is like right past it. Hajin 안녕. So many good memories here, man. It makes me feel really nostalgic, you know what I mean? idea what the wind's doing. We're going to set it down one way or another. Toronto looks really good. That's one of those cities that has the photogrammetry. See, like, I mean, it should be slowing down like crazy. It just, they do not want to slow down. It does, you can actually control your descent rate and not so much your speed with throttle when you get configured for landing, which is good. That's a really positive thing that it does. The reverse end of the power curve. Go full flaps. At least what the windsock on this end looks like. Chose the right runway. The engine sounds are good, and it also, you know, it includes like rumbles and squeaks and stuff that you'd get normally through, what is that, XP Realistic, that you don't have to pay for. It comes with the game. Obviously the airport looks a little different than it does in real life, but it's still pretty cool. Never turned on our anti-collision beacon. My bad. The doors don't open. I don't know if they do on some of the planes, but they definitely don't on this one and the King Air. I couldn't open the little cockpit flaps, the little windows on the side. We'll see. Double check here. Oh, there is carb heat. I should have turned that on when we were landing. I thought it was fuel injected. Park and brake. Do a live check, see what that does. Works. You can get a little shutdown shimmy. There you go. What do you mean, the sounds? Let's see if we can open the canopy. Where is that? This thing? Yeah, you can't open the canopies. Unfortunately. Scott, my brother from a different mother, thanks for hanging out, man. Post this up on YouTube in a minute. Guys, thanks for hanging out. If you get the game, let me know what you think. Yeah, dude, I already had more fun than I've had an X-Plane in the last, I don't know, 6 months, just in the last 2 hours. That was super cool. Thanks for hanging out, man. Which level should... well, actually, I'll show you. So I don't remember which one's in which, but let me go back to the menu. I got the full shebang just because I figured if anybody does the treatment like they did to the 737 and X-Plane, I think with the default... It depends on what airplanes you want. And one of the things, if you're playing multiplayer, if you don't have a model of airplane that somebody's using, it automatically shows up as something else. So yesterday, someone was trying to use one of the higher level Cubs. Where the airplane's at? and it showed up as a Bonanza. So I think you get the 152 with steam gauges. You get the 172 with the G1000. Pretty sure they all come with that. I think the difference is that with the higher levels, you get the Zlin Shock Ultra, which is pretty cool. You get the Textron, the Cessna Citation, the CJ4, and the 787, and one of the diamonds. Like, the base game comes with pretty much everything except for no 787, no SR22. It's a pretty decent. I would check it out. It depends on what you. If you have any questions, just post them over on YouTube, and I'll answer you there. But check out the different packages and see which one you want. It depends on what kind of planes you're gonna fly. I haven't personally touched the jets yet, the passenger jets, because it seems like the instrument stuff hasn't really been implemented, and you're only flying IFR flights in the tube liners. So I mean, I guess at some point I could hop into a 787 and do some patterns or something just to see what that's like, but it seems kind of ridiculous. Let me see what that looks like. And there's only one livery for all the airplanes, so anyway, if you do, let me know, and we can fly together. The multiplayer works pretty well. Alright, once again, thanks for hanging out, Scottman. Guys, we'll see you later. If you have any questions, post them over on YouTube, and I'll answer you there. See you guys later. Peace!